Welcome to OOTO, the Out of the Office investigation. This aerial view of the Amazon shows one of the most vibrant environments on Earth, but the vegetation hides a geological problem. The rainforest grows on oxisol, a heavily leached, nutrient-poor soil type. Tropical ecology generally dictates that this land cannot support long-term dense agriculture. The intense heat and heavy rainfall rapidly wash away organic nutrients. Usually, once the forest is cleared for farming, the soil becomes barren within 3 years. Yet the explorer Francisco de Orellana reported seeing densely populated cities and sophisticated agricultural networks during his 1542 voyage down the river. Archaeology confirms those reports. Scattered throughout the basin are patches of terra preta, or Amazonian dark earth. This is a man-made soil matrix that has retained its fertility for over 2,000 years. The existence of a soil remaining fertile for 2 millennia overturns modern assumptions about agricultural decay and the capacity of tropical environments to support life. Modern industrial agriculture takes the opposite approach. As seen in this archival photo of tractors aggressively plowing a field, our system relies on heavy tillage and synthetic NPK fertilizers to force growth. This methodology comes with a biological cost. Mechanical plowing and chemical salts degrade the soil structure and destroy the native communities of bacteria and fungi required for a healthy ecosystem. Without these microbes to deliver nutrients, the soil becomes effectively dead. The crops that result lack the vital micronutrients and trace minerals found in naturally supported plants. The end point of this cycle is the modern grocery store aisle, packed with nutrient-bankrupt, ultra-processed foods. In this investigation, we are looking at how Terra Preta Nueva de India, a modern recreation of this ancient technology, can help communities move away from this processed food chain. Industrial agriculture traded long-term ecological wealth for a temporary, nutrient-poor yield. The key to Terra Preta is biochar. This is carbon created through low-temperature pyrolysis, a process of heating organic material in the absence of oxygen, rather than burning it to ash. This microscopic fly-through shows the architecture of biochar. It is a highly porous carbon honeycomb, acting like a structural high-rise apartment. This stable structure serves as a permanent housing matrix for the beneficial microbes and fungi that the plants rely on to cycle nutrients. However, raw, uncharged biochar is dangerous. Because it acts as a dry sponge, it will start pulling nutrients and water away from the plant roots. Adding uncharged biochar temporarily starves the crops by locking up the nitrogen and minerals they need. Biochar is just an empty architectural battery. It is ineffective and even damaging to a garden until it receives a biological charge. Charging biochar involves inoculating raw carbon with compost, bone fragments, and manure before adding it to the soil. The inoculation process saturates the honeycomb, filling the microscopic pores with dense microbial life and stabilized organic carbon. You're listening to OOTO with research by El Campesino de la Huerta. This process activates cation exchange capacity, the soil's ability to hold positively charged ions. The inoculated biochar acts as a magnet, binding nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium to its surface. This prevents heavy rain from leaching nutrients away from roots. Charging the biochar transforms it into a self-replicating, permanent engine of fertility. To understand the impact of this fertility, we have to look past agronomy. As this researcher's clinical analysis suggests, the health of the soil matrix provides the direct chemical input for human nutrition. A diverse soil microbiology forces crops to adapt, causing them to increase their production of minerals and phytochemicals. Phytochemicals are bioactive compounds produced by plants that help them defend against pests and stress. Eating these nutrient-dense crops introduces that diversity of phytochemicals and microbiota into our bodies. These plant phytochemicals directly feed and support high diversity in the human gut microbiome. This diversity maps directly to our neurological and physical health. Microbiome diversity is a predictor for immune durability and overall longevity. It also regulates our mood and cognitive function via the gut-brain axis, the biochemical communication channel between the gastrointestinal tract and the central nervous system. Rebuilding the dark soil matrix serves as a direct clinical intervention in human physical health and mental resilience. Industrial farming is built on annual dependency. Because the soil is depleted, farmers must repurchase synthetic inputs every year to sustain their crops. This dependency supports a $27 billion industry designed around a hyper-growth model that requires constant extraction. Terra Preta offers a different path. It represents a one-time structural investment in the earth that provides biological returns for centuries without the need for corporate products. This requires a slow growth mindset, choosing community sovereignty and closed-loop nutrient cycling over unsustainable yields. Recreating Terra Preta Nueva to India decentralizes food production. It allows a community to generate its own fertility and remove itself from the processed food supply chain. Adopting these regenerative practices at home is a practical act of economic rebellion against corporate agricultural control. A community garden utilizing charged biochar provides nutrient-dense food and serves as a center for public health. It fosters a psychological shift, moving from the instant gratification of processed foods towards the long-term stewardship of the environment. You're listening to OOTO with research by El Campesino de la Huerta. The dark earth of the Amazon demonstrates that soil functions as a programmable technology. Rebuilding the soil matrix integrates the requirements of planetary survival with the mechanics of personal health.